At Optimize, we think our primary customer is a sales rep. Most of the users of the Optimize platform are sales reps. The ROI for our business customers comes from sales reps being more effective. So our first thought is how do we deliver sales reps the content they need in a manner that's easily accessible and intuitive? So this is an example of a sales rep portal. And what you'll notice on the left side of the screen is a navigation pane where they can access the information that's in Optimize, such as compensation, territories, quotas, objectives. The right side of the screen is a content pane where they can see the detailed dashboards, the reports, interact with those to understand how they're performing. But one of the real key realities of the modern sales rep is that most of the time they're not on a laptop. They don't have a computer. They're on a mobile device. They're sitting in their car. They're about to make a visit. So with Optimize, our number one design philosophy is mobile first. So here's my iPhone being shared via iPlay, and you'll see that the exact same user experience that we see on the laptop is retained on a mobile device, but I just have to touch a button to bring up my menu, to bring up my windows, but the navigational experience is unchanged. And even things like dashboards, it's the same experience. They just tile for the small form factor device, and then I click on a tile to open that to be able to look at visualizations, reports, etc. So all the content is there. The reason that's the case is that most of the time that is the portal for access, and if you don't have that mobile first philosophy, then you're not going to be able to talk to the rep in the manner that they need. But what is it that we communicate to the rep? Well, from dashboards, it's real high level summaries. What's the questions they're going to ask? What am I making right now? How am I doing this year versus last year? How can I do better? But also be able to drill down to get more detailed information. So I'm doing better this year than last year, but at a lower level, I'm not doing as well in every attribute of my plan. I can drill down and see that detail, and even drill down a step further to look at transaction detail. So why am I doing differently than last year? Let me focus on a specific customer. I can interact with the report, find sales of a specific product, and then even if some of the detail on that sale looks wrong, with the workflow engine and Optimize, I can go ahead and raise a workflow dispute and say, hey, the quantity's wrong on this, or the amount of that order is wrong. Enter what it should be here. That will go into a workflow for the right people to review it. And if I'm on my mobile phone, I can even attach a picture from the mobile device. In addition to being able to drill down from detail and dashboard, though, I can certainly just come into my payment history. What have I earned month over month? What is the detail behind that? Where is it coming from in my compensation plan? Let me look at my compensation report. I had an adjustment. What was that from? We had a referral. All that detail is available, as well as being able to do some of my own modeling on my compensation plan itself. So with a what if calculator, I can say, hey, what happens if I get to exactly quota on product one and I blow away my quota on product two? What's the earnings number that's going to mean to me? How much more is it? Where does it put me on my payout curves? All those details are automatically calculated using the actual plan engine within Optimize, so it will always tie out exactly to the final earnings number. And if you do have a sales force that is lower volume, higher value, and you're using a CRM to manage your opportunities, we can also integrate that detail and literally show a rep the value of their pipeline in its current stage, or allow them to do things like deal calculators. So here's a large deal. If I win just this, what does that mean to my compensation? How much more am I earning? What can I get just from closing that one deal? Those are some of the ways that they can access compensation detail to better understand how they're being paid, how they're performing. But with our Territories app, they also have the ability to visualize accounts, customers, any detail they want to see, but visualize them on a map. And I can understand now I'm in northern Ohio, if that's my territory. There are some accounts that I'm not getting the attainment numbers that I need as indicated by these yellow bars. Are they still growing? I can overlay that with the growth metric. Yes, everything is growing. Let me look at how they did last year, right? So everything's growing because last year we didn't do much business. All of those interactive capabilities are there to identify the details about my customers. And then I can drill in to a specific customer and see all the elements about them, say for pre-call planning. I'm in the parking lot for Alabaster Industries. I want to see what products they're buying that maybe they weren't buying last year. So here are the products they're buying now, but what are they buying if they weren't buying last year? And if I switch that, what are they no longer buying that they bought last year? Well, I'm going to lead my conversation maybe asking about those products. Do they just not need them anymore? Are they buying them from somewhere else? Are they having issues with quality? Helps guide the rep even if they're only doing their planning from the parking lot of the customer. Similarly, with the quota side, the number one thing for a sales rep with quota is how they're performing against quota, of course. That's a compensation issue. Like, what am I at against my target? But from a quota setting and buy-in standpoint, it's how are my quotas set? What are my quotas? How do I know they're fair or, as fair as they can be? Well, our best practice there and our standard report includes things like area graphs that break the quota down into manageable pieces. So in this quota versus prior year, I can see my total quota number, but the green area, hey, that's what I did last year. So presumably I can do that again. The black area on top of that is historic growth. So with little effort, if I just grow like I've grown historically as our baseline, I'm almost to my quota already. This blue area is the only thing I really need to find. It's new business, expansions of business. That's what I need to find to hit my number. Explain that. And then down below this last visual, if you have fast period quotas like monthly, quarterly, if you have seasonality in your business, you can also overlay that so the reps understand. They may have peaks and valleys in their quota period to period, but it's because there's seasonality in that product. Objectives for objectives capability, also something that's accessible via mobile device, remotely, but a rep can quickly see how they're doing against objective plans, see what's assigned to them, even raise their hand and say, hey, I know we have an organizational initiative for training on a new product. I can help with that. I was a trainer in a prior life. Let me take ownership of this objective, ask a couple people to help me, define how I'm going to measure success for hitting that objective as a company, submit all of this, and basically allow myself to identify ways that I can help the organization hit their goals. Comp territories, quotas, and objectives, these are the core optimized products. But with Optimize, we also have the ability to extend beyond those with our platform capabilities. If you have other applications, they'd be in the upper left. I can bring that window in, and here's a small sampling of the types of related capabilities that Optimize provides, all the way from SFA/CRM to call planning to resource planning. But one of the most common ones that we see interest in is gamification, so non-cash prizes, non-cash awards. With the Optimize platform, it's not a problem. Things like contests, merit programs, recognition, accomplishments, prize redemption based off of those. All of those things are capabilities as well, and it just shows the broad range of the optimized product.